Well, hello once more. We are back again, and today we'll be taking on the new Shiyu defense rotation for 2.8. Really excited to try out the new boss this time around. We got Promia that'll be taking that one on. Hopefully goes pretty well. I'm actually going to be going into this completely blind, aside from facing the boss in the story, so hopefully things turn out pretty well. And yeah, generally I've been trying to work on getting Promia improved a little bit since my first initial build, but so far the rolls haven't been in my favor. Classic RNG is so much fun, gosh forbid. But we're out here in Blazewood, just observing the hollow at a distance, and the moon under the moonlight. Yeah, I really like the idea of her being associated with the moon, but kind of questioning what exactly that could be the case and why she would have some relevancy to the moon. Because, part of her outfit, on the leg design has a little, half crescent moons and all that. I don't know. I just really like Promia's whole mystery behind her character still. It's nice to know we got a little more depth to her character, but it's still, it's like a barrier you're trying to penetrate through, and you're trying everything you can to figure out what you could do to get through it. But with her, it's, she's so shrouded in mystery still. And I like characters like that. It's nice to learn about them later down the line, and I feel with what's happened in the story, and especially in the end cutscene, yeah, I think she'll have some more involvement in Rose Califer, which I'm really hoping for. But yeah, anyway, the story, gosh, it was so good. Can't believe they were able to pack so much in a short amount of time and still deliver really well. Really good build up to Rose Califer 3.0, Remiel, Sunbringer, Valina, Norma, and then eventually all the rest of the agents we'll get to interact with. And I have high hopes for Season 3 onward for the story. I'm hoping they definitely keep a good track on this from here on out. But overall, it was very good. Can't complain. It was very solid. And Sissia and Billy are just such a hilariously unexpected duo. You could never imagine them being so funny together. But somehow they made it work, and some of the animations they did for both of them, that story with the cutscenes, oh my god, so peak. Sissia especially, props to the voice actor who did her role, because, there's literally no one else who could have done it, I feel. So, good energy when she's around, man. But anyway, enough ramble. I think it's time we get to the new deadly assault here. Bada bing, bada boom, here we go, don't you know. Back at Scott Outpost once more, our favorite little hub. Oh man, I'm so glad I pulled for Promia, man. God, she's so gorgeous. No glaze, I promise. But seriously, I love the design they gave her. And the cloak, especially with how it operates in battle, just such a unique concept for a weapon. And her trailer definitely gave her some Batman vibes going. I had a feeling she was going to be dark as a character, but I didn't think they'd go to the extent of making her trailer basically, I am Batman, but ZZZ version. And hot. But yeah, just a gorgeous woman. I mean, seriously. I have a thing, it seems, for women with violet hair. I'm actually quite a big fan of Acheron in HSR. I don't own her, but I can still appreciate the character, and I really like her character. What I think is funny though is the memes around Acheron in HSR, where she doesn't know where she's going or she's lost. So people made memes around that, and Zoro from One Piece. I think that's pretty hilarious. Oh, anyway, enough rambling once more. I think it's time we get to this. So, initial plan here will be to use Promia on the new boss, but as for the others, what do we got here? So obviously the new boss from the story. We got Mr. Hunter and Defiler back again. Really? Okay. And the buffs. Okay, so anomaly, rupture, increase in 15% reduced shield. Okay. And of course it's ether veil and specifically ether damage. Oh no, we can't ever have ice and fire at the same time either. No, it has to be specifically for one certain Void Hunter level agent in Yishuan. Go figure. And the double attacker buff. Just glorious. Gotta love it, dude. Gosh, you know, it's one thing I don't like about how these buffs have been going is that they're becoming a little too hyper-specific in my opinion. And, you know, that can definitely deter players from being able to play Deadly Assault on a consistent basis and get ideal scores, because, like, now you're kind of forced in the situation where it's like, okay, if you run the double attacker, but you don't have an off-field attacker like, say, you know, Orphe, or even like Cecilia for that matter, well, then you're only left with 20% extra crit damage over 60%. You know, I feel like if they want to make it a little more fair, you know, especially with the wording being like, when there are half agents with attack specialty, it's like, well, wouldn't it be more fair to make it 30% over 20%? I don't know. I guess that's just how I would do it, but I'm not the game designer. I just play the game, so that's just my 2 cents on that one, I guess, but whatever. I guess we'll go with it accordingly. Now, who do we feel like starting with, though? Hunter, Defiler. I want to save you for last, because I have a plan to run Promia first to see how that performs, and then I'm going to try Miyabi afterwards, because I want to see how she can do in this boss fight. Because I have a feeling she can hold her stuff pretty well, but depends on what the stage buff for him looks like. And the wind attribute weakness, of course, setting up for Valina. So, Scorch Rise activates, Scale Scorcher, 5 stacks, blah blah blah. Increase damage dealt by 10%, reduce crit damage taken by... Oh boy. Oh boy, that crit damage reduced... With Into Flame stacks, every time Scorch Rise is afflicted with anomaly. Sorry if I'm rambling here, just want to understand how the buff works. Okay. Alright, so there's some things to learn here. Oh, and by the way, yeah, I probably mentioned it earlier, but we're going, you know, completely blinded to this. We haven't challenged this yet at all, aside from the main story, so it'll be interesting to figure that out. Apparently it's got a control skill as well, too. Yep, it does. So, we're gonna have to learn that timing. But I think for now we'll go start with... I say Defiler. Seems like a fun time. And we know exactly who we're gonna run here. Have a little bit of fun. La Burger Queen, it's gotta be. And go with the classic setup.
And I promise you'll learn big.
Or, you know what? Actually, no. I don't think we're going to run Nicole this time. I think instead we're going to prioritize on-field time as much as possible with Sanby. So, I think we're going to go with Suna this time around. Yeah, we'll do that.
It's okay. I promise I won't slow you down.
Yeah, I like how your audio's still playing even though I'm on Ambi. Appreciate it. Okay, so build-wise, I think we could do a little bit of adjustment here. The electric damage bonus is good, but it's not the best either. I think if anything we could try pen ratio. We have to switch with Miyabi temporarily. What does that look like here? Okay. It's a little lower on the crit rate, so we'll need a boost on that. Can switch here. It's not 77, but 75 is still pretty good. A little bit, I think it's lower attack, but we got a little boost in the crit damage, which is fine. My Orphe recently got a quote-unquote upgrade, if you could call it that. The slot 4 piece for crit damage got a nice +3 and a +1 roll. I feel like I would have preferred, +2/+2, or even like, +1/+3, crit rate wise, but that's okay. I think dropping a tiny little bit of crit rate back to what it was before while keeping the attack higher is worth the trade-off, so it's not the worst thing. It's kind of crazy to think how much the attack stat actually does value when it comes to your damage output potential. But it can vary on how the builds look too. Then Suna here. Yep, all good to go. Perfect. Alright, and Mr. Colby, as he's called, at least I call him that. He's known as Mercury, but Colby's, it just suits him better. I mean, look at him. He's just a little chunk of coal with the headpiece on. Okay, good old Defiler. Here we go. Enjoy. Love to take you on once more. Grandiose time when I get to take on a boss on a repeat. Nope, just can't have creativity. Can't go with any other bosses. Nah, we gotta have that boss with that miasma, bro. Gotta have it. Whatever. Anyway, I think it's high time we get to this here. It's crazy, the arena and how it looks, Man. I think it's very cool, especially like you see the ethereal moon out in the distance. Looks so good. But anyway, yeah, let's get to it here, shall we?
The faithless are a blood.
Alright, let's get those DAs going here, hopefully. Let's DA spray. Oh, that attack has such weird range to it, I must say. Gotta kind of like space out a little bit and time it right. Get the dodge counter. Yeah, there's the DA spring. Oh, never mind. I thought it would be, but it was not. Oh, I messed that up big time. Dang it. I think I took my eye off it just for 1 second. Oh man, okay. Okay, well I guess we'll just restart that one. When I missed that, I'm just like, great. Here we go, another instance of me just playing bad. Whatever. I kind of felt like it was a little off anyway at the start there, so I got a better idea. I usually don't run this team as often, because there's just like a lot more quick assist potential when using the coal, and the speed of it is what I like about that variant, but Suna definitely is still very good for this team. But I guess I just played with the coal so dang often that the quick swaps are just so much more notable and easier to handle. But I do like Suna though. She definitely can be helpful though with that extra damage and stun window. Especially considering that Defiler, for some odd reason, they decided, hey, we should only give this a 125% multiplier in stun phase. Oh yeah, I totally forgot. Yeah, bust a move before we get to it here, Suna. Yeah, dance baby, dance! Let's go, so hype! Alright, serious time, let's get to it here.
Must not
Round 2, baby! Okay, there we go, that's what we want right away. Come on, get that. Boom, 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 there we go. Got the full buff active now. Well, even more for you, dude. Looks like I get Suna ripping here. There we go. Probably could have tried to get that a little bit earlier, but whatever. One thing I do like about going to Suna though is I can do a pretty okay. Yeet. Timing that one wrong. I will hate that one. That one catches me a lot more than I'd love to admit on reruns, especially. Guys, all that. We can build enough days here. Nope. Oh, well, that's unfortunate. I did not get a stun phase beforehand. Oh well. Probably retry this one, see if we can get it beforehand. No, we definitely can play it right. And RNG got bit. The RNG can be wild in his fight for sure. Oh, thought I... Okay. Sure, game. Man, I am just playing this poorly, bro. What is happening? Am I just that washed? I guess I am. Yeah, just a little out of it today, I guess. Didn't sleep the best, but that's okay. We're still here. We're trying our best here to do what we can. We've got another... Okay, yeah, you're doing this way late. Holy crap. If you'd done this way earlier, I could have had a stun off before my asthma transition. Okay, yeah, I was waiting for that to happen. Boom. No, I won't go back to work. There we go. Hit the EX and then go ult here to build days up a bit. Fan beyond for a tiny bit here to get some energy and white stacks. White thunder stacks. More specific on that one. Oh yeah, I love when you don't get a stun immediately here. Love it, love it, love it! Yeah, I'm definitely not too familiar with like the most ideal of rotations for this team either, so definitely could be a lot better if the RNG played out more to my favor, especially, you know, prior to what happened for the freaking miasma transition. Of course, it just had to transition, right? I was like, oh yeah, there's the bar, 99. Oh, now I can't stun you because you transition. Okay, that's fair. But even for not being the best played, 34k is still pretty solid. Not too bad overall. Yeah, between the RNG and how this boss behaves in particular, it's just one of those things. It's like, man, I really want you to do this certain thing and not this other thing. You know, that'd be great. Oh well, it's just one of those bosses, you know, where you retry over and over again and hope for the best, but oh well, it'd be that way sometimes. But on retries, I can definitely play that a lot better. Just overall, one of those things where I beg the question, like, you know, I feel like there needs to be some choreograph to certain attacks, because it's like, okay, I'm just kind of waiting and hoping to get those certain defensive assist strings so I can build up the days properly. Especially knowing this team, I'm not running a stunner, so it's like the most days build up I'm probably getting is from Anby, obviously, because she has the most on-field time, and Suna, because she has surprisingly good impact for being a support role. I mean, heck, even I've seen some people even rock a two-piece of Shock Star Disco on Suna just for that purpose alone. I think that's hilarious, but I can't bring myself to do it. I need the ER, bro. I need to stay consistent with my buffs and all that. Well, anyway. Defiler cleared, and now to Monsieur Hunter. And for the Rupture buff, of course, it's gotta be increased to ether damage alone. Woo boy, so fun. But I think it's time to bring out the boy.
Understood.
Take your time. I'm
Minato.
listening.
Time to bring you back out, my boy. A little switch up here again to get his crit rate values to where I want them. And there we go. 53, 162, 2361. That's the magic numbers we're looking for.
I can become
And
even
then
stronger.
Coletta
You want to test my
called
hammer?
back to action. And
Oh,
Lucia
really?
as well.
I promise you'll love it.
Still rocking that absurdly stupid as heck ER build with two-piece Shockstar. I mean, seriously, it keeps good, consistent uptime in KOTS, and, you know. Oh, and, M1 Coletta! Woo! Yeah, lost the 50-50 for Fumiya. So now we got M1 on Coletta. She has joined the club, and here I was at one point complaining, like, oh, it's crazy how I don't have other mindscapes for my other agents, and maybe I should have said nothing. Yeah. But, oh well. And then Lucia. You know, eventually I would like to get an ER slot 6 for her, but yeah. My luck has not been the best for that in that regard. No matter how many times I farmed for that set in particular, you know, here at Shiyu, or not Shiyu, Scott Outpost with Roland, just never showed up. I just don't get why. I just don't get it. With the Rocket Boo to help with the more days build up. And here we go. Mr. Wandering Hunter, it's time. Oh, it's been a good minute since we've used the boy Minato versus Hunter. And personally, I enjoy the heck out of Minato, one of my favorite A ranks in the entire game, aside from Piper and Nicole and Anby and all those other ones that I enjoy using. But yeah, Minato for sure is a favorite of mine.
Real tough.
And I'm also using him today because a certain proxy on Hoyo Lab was kind of wondering in terms of how to better play Minato. Now, the one difference being that his team consisted of Minato and Lucia, but the difference is that he had Dylan and I do not. So we're going to take this from the approach of someone who has a similar team, just not as powerful as a team. Collect myself here. But yeah, so one of the big things, Minato, if he's watching this, parry, parry, and parry some more. That's the ultimate bread and butter of his kit. But one thing we can do differently to start, based on what I saw from your run, is I noticed you didn't do a charge immediately for Minato. So what I usually try to do at the start is one charge, and then two charge, and then switch to Lucia, start from about back here-ish, and we'll go one more quick charge to make sure we stay this, you know, uptime on that. So right about here-ish, you would start your basic 5, and then quick stop the Minato, and then just proceed from there. And then we do some early defensive assists as well to get the stage buff active. So there's more damage from the assist follow, or the buff activates from assist follow-ups. So you can activate it on defensive assist, but you can also activate it from his counter as well. So hopefully get it here. Yep, there we go. Then here we got ult for Lucia. Get the restack on her buff active. Back to chain. Then follow up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then ult. That way you get the 15% from M6 active for the extra fire damage. And if you're quick enough about it, you can get another assist follow-up. There, I usually like to try to hold it for a good second to ensure I can get the arrow off of it. We're gonna save ult from Coletta here to build up on the shield. Back to Monato to get the decibel generation. Oh, did not get the proper counter there. Waiting on that one. Oh, quick swap to Coletta to get that ult. Bring down the shield bit. Go for that, and then swap to Coletta, get the EX. Chain. Quick swap. Get the chain here, and we should have enough decibels here. Yep. Then hit the ult. And it's pretty much just the gist of it, you know. Pretty simple to understand. Just takes practice to get used to it. The assist here. There we go. Bonk, 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 bonk. The ultimate core of his gameplay right there. It is by far one of the most satisfying movesets in this game, I feel, for that reason. I'm gonna try to get a little more decibel build up. I need just a little bit more. Hopefully extend it here. Okay, yeah, we'll have enough. That's the one thing about Monato is decibel management between all stun phases. That's why it can be kind of tricky for some. Dial-in definitely makes that job a lot easier. Hopefully we can... I doubt we're gonna get one more out of it. We only got about 20 seconds left here. Played this a little bit differently, I feel. Damage. So at this point, we're just gonna try to rip as much damage as we can. Whoa, what the heck happened there? What just happened there? Was my Monato above the hunter? I'm gonna have to look at that footage again, but that was kind of funny. What the heck happened there? Oh, sorry, I gotta adjust my headset. It's laughing so hard. Oh, Lord. That was so goofy. But anyway, aside from that weird little bug-ish looking thing at the end there, I don't know how to explain that one. That's kind of like how the baseline is, how I play Monato against Hunter, and, you know, just in general. Definitely could have played it, like, slightly better on occasion here and there. But for the most part, I just wanted to try to focus on, like, you know, kind of giving the rundown of how I, you know, approach a boss fight like Hunter with a guy like Monato. And, yeah. So, I don't know what else to say here. But yeah, that's just baseline of how I would run him. You don't have to always take my word for it. You could always watch other people as well. Some people are, I would say, generally even better with Monato than I am. But with the, you know, limited resources I have as a free-to-play and, you know, rocking Coletta pretty much all the time, because, you know, no limited stunners over here, still. I make it work, and that's what counts. But anyway, Wandering Hunter, finito. Just my... Sorry for so many loud, weird noises. I'm trying to adjust my headset right here. Feels off. There we go. Okay, and now the blind try of Phaethon of the Scorched Horizon. That's such a cool name for a boss. That's so cool. And now, making her grand debut in a video from commentary. We already did post one earlier, but Promia, here she is at long last. And
Where are we going? I would never turn down more.
The Umbrella Gals will join in on the fun. So yeah, current build I got for her. Full on AM, 386 AP, 2366 attack. I was looking at the my stuff on Internet Network. These three pieces are really good. You got triple S here, triple S here. I think this is a 0 piece, but then these are all A's. Could definitely be better between each three of them, or all three of them. But you know, just gotta roll for them at some point. We probably could at one point hopefully get a good attack percent disc and pen ratio disc to try here, because I'm curious to see how those would work in comparison to the ice damage bonus. It just feels like she already gets so much of it. You know, her engine gives as much as it does, her kit gives as much as it does. It's just crazy how much she has just in general. So yeah, I think we could definitely rock a pen or attack percent disc at some point. Once we can get one that's ideal with good rolls. Then Yusaha, still on the set like usual, and slight upgrade, if you could call it that, again. A little bit lower attack, but we did get a nice extra bump in her AP stat as well. The slot 3 disc I had, I did get a 4-liner, of course 1 roll into HP, God forbid. But which disc was I running before? I think it was this one here. So I had a little bit of extra attack I could work with, but I think it's not the worst thing. Having an extra AP roll help, I believe, just makes up for it anyway. So yeah, nice to know that my Vivian still improves with time. Eventually, hopefully, get a slot 5 piece for ether damage on this set, but it hasn't panned out too well. And I was curious to see if this one would roll good for Premia, but yeah, it was a 5-liner, and of course, flat attack and crit damage. She doesn't need it. Oh lord.
Good day, Lord Phaeton.
Crit Premia anytime? That'd be something.
Please lead the way, Lord Phaeton.
Let's get to this, shall we? First run with Premia on the new boss, completely blind. Hopefully this goes well. I sure hope so. Alright, here we go. I really like the arena they got for this setting. It's so cool. The black and white hollow just looks so devoid of life.
Rest is a luxury we can't afford.
Oh, is that a reference to something, or are you just trying to intimidate me, Premia? I promise I don't have a type, fellas. I promise. Okay, just trust. Okay. Anyway, alright. How would we start this one? Usually, bring Vivian in and do her basic 5 into the boss to get her feather stacks going and a little bit of build up, but where does it spawn? Nope, okay, right there. Okay, actually, hang on. Now that I know where it spawns at, we can do this a little more properly. Oh, the random eyebrow twitch that happens in our intro cutscene in DA is pretty goofy. I hope they fix that a little bit down the line. Oh, well, I guess I triggered it too early again. All right. Here comes 1, 2, 3. Okay, there we go.
For Lord Phaeton.
Anything I got you. Removed.
Holy crap! This is so epic. I love it. Definitely didn't want to do that. Oh, it's so satisfying every time, bro. Holy. Oh yeah, love when you're delaying, buddy. That view though. don't mind me. I'm just playing the game. Okay, go Vivian. Get her back on to get the feather stack again. Oh, I didn't want to use that, but I wanted to make sure I get the rock here. Okay. Well, we can definitely play that a little bit differently. God, I still gotta get used to how this behaves. Okay, there's the windswept here.
Obstacle removed.
Let's go. Use a hop. And then back to Vivian. Stacks here back.
Face your judgment.
Definitely some things I gotta learn about this boss here in particular.
Big farewell. Your tomorrow.
It's gonna take some time, but we'll get it down eventually here.
Face your judgment. Got you.
We're getting kind of close to stun here, so probably go set up Vivian right away. I don't know if I want to do that right away, but I'm going to switch back to Mia here. God, we got so many activations of this stuff, but we do not have feather stacks active from... whatever. We can at least get the disorder from the Assault proc. Yeah, definitely some things about this fight I gotta learn here. To get those rotations properly. Whoa, what the? Sobek? That's Sobek's freaking head? What the heck? Oh boy, delaying again. Okay, I see how it is, buddy. Okay. Well, for a first attempt, going completely blind, not too bad. 39k. I think once I get it down a little bit better in terms of understanding the rotations and better means of stun windows, I think we could definitely push this for sure past 40k, obviously, because we were super close already. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just thinking about it. Just initially what I could have done differently, but I don't know what's coming to my head. I just need to play it more. So, anyway, with that, we have basically cleared DA, not an issue. Almost 100k as well, not too bad. Definitely between all three stages could be played better and get 100k easily, but our one final run, one final attempt on this run here. We're gonna bring Miss OG Ice Anomaly Queen to the mix here, see how she performs. Then back here, was I using? No, okay, never mind. I was being dumb. And it's actually... Oh, wait, something's wrong here. Why are my stats like this? What's going on? Hold up, one of my discs is wrong here. Where is it? That, oh yeah, right, yeah, pen ratio. I need the pen back. Sorry, Anby. Thank God you can actually switch discs in this game mode. Not so much for shiyu. But yes, we can run pen here because the Defense of this boss is about at 953, not like all the other bosses with 477. So, thankfully we can run that. And the build's looking good. You guys looking good.
I would never turn down Lord Phaeton.
Beautiful. Let's get to it. Try out Miyabi, see how she does. Oh boy, this video is going to be a little lengthier than I wanted it to be. But, alright. One more run and then we'll call it there. Now, I'm hoping that she can perform pretty well, despite the fact she's not getting the... Well, technically, I guess she could be getting the buff effect, but the blooms need to happen pretty consistently for that to work, so... Miss Bloom's a bunch, the OG Bloom Queen herself. Let's get that set up here, shall we? I definitely like the feel of this boss fight, though. It's pretty epic. Okay, here comes the A string here. Probably could have waited on that to get another stack back for Miyabi, but that's alright. I think we should be okay here. Okay, what the... interesting. Very interesting stuff there.
I swear on my blade.
Probably could have just chained to Miyabi, I just didn't know which one procs I had active at the moment. Come on. Okay, not too bad. 12k right now. Not a bad score for being this early in the fight. I think we'll just go alt here immediately to get Vivian's feather stacks back full active again. Ooh, yeah, you thought you almost had me there, buddy. There's still a lot I'm trying to figure out with this whole windswept thing, man.
My blade is already short.
What an interesting mechanic, I must say. Come on. Holy. Yeah, like I can't follow up there at all. That's kind of lame. Let's see here. We definitely need to get Vivian back up here. It seems like build-up, despite having Yuza be the one to give her the extra build-up, feels slow. If I got something to figure out with that.
No forgiveness. Who dares get between me and
Yeah, this boss is definitely gonna take some getting used to here. But I definitely wouldn't say I dislike the boss. It definitely has some interesting things going for it here. I'm curious to know what its build-up rates look like though in certain elements, especially Vivian's and Ether.
Weakling.
Purging flash.
Get one more alt here, come on. There we go. Alright. Not too shabby. First attempt with this team. Almost 30k with it. Not too bad. I'm still trying to learn the whole windswept mechanic as well and how that interacts, but well, for a first attempt between me and her, not bad. Not bad at all. Definitely some things I could have done differently here and there between the two runs and all the others, but I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take it. And we already got all the rewards, so we're all good on that. Oh, and with that, Deadly Assault for Phase 1 and 2.8 has been cleared. Pretty solid all around overall. Buffs definitely a little questionable in the way they made them and being so hyper specific, but thankfully I got the means to make that work and still be able to clear. A little bit of luck to make that happen here and there, I will say, but you know, for not for being someone who doesn't own a single limited stunner in this game and still making it work, I'm pretty happy with myself on that. I definitely wouldn't call myself a god gamer, because I know for sure there are other people out there that make me look like a total scrub, but it's just nice to know that I can still clear content without too much issue. Having the agents I have and the builds I have, you know, wouldn't have them without a little bit of time and effort and some luck factor to it too. But overall, can't be too mad about my roster. It serves the purpose, and that's all it needs to do. And when I can have some fun with the game, I'll have some fun with the game like I just did. And we go for high score attempts. Obviously, each one a hunter, and then most likely, you know, even though it's not a full buff effect, you know, Miss Shungus coming out because she's just that broken. But on my own time, going for high scores, I'll definitely try out that boss a little bit more. It definitely has some interesting mechanics to it, and knowing ideal rotations between, you know, prepping for stun phase, going into stun phase, and then just playing out the whole stun phase itself. And then, you know, anything I can do to improve my scores overall. Yeah, it'll be a process, a little slow, but I'm sure I'll get it figured out. But enough rambling. I think we've had enough for the day. And with that, shiyu, jeez, man, I'm so it's been a long video, so I'm trying to keep it short here. Deadly Assault Phase 1 2.8 cleared, and pretty happy with it. Definitely go for the retries at some point in my own time, and yeah, we'll see how I can do to improve on the new boss when I can. But with that, I hope you all enjoyed, and wish you a fantastic, fantastic day.